Ezra Miller and getting arrested in crypto art, which is apparently what he's.
Let's do it.
If that sounds like a weird like musical chairs or like some weird like Mad Libs of words, it's not. It's actual thing. It's Ezra Miller getting arrested.
In his mind, he just starts like speaking, and it actually just like comes from his spirit, like the chaos within him.
It must be.
I feel like he's just like, my trendy personality pronouns thing wasn't working, so let me get on a different trend to stay relevant.
Well, he does. He does do that here. He does try to use them.
Like, does he think ahead so far that he knows there's body cam footage, so he needs to say something crazy, or is he actually like this in private?
This person is completely dominated by their impulses. He's honestly probably authentic, like this in person and in private, because there is no forethought or self-control.
So you gotta respect that.
So here it is. It says,
being authentic.
Yeah, maybe. So
I
parts
mean,
of those words I can respect.
Abusively authentic, but yeah. So it says Ezra Miller claims in body cam footage from the March 29th arrest in Hawaii that they filmed themselves getting assaulted for the sake of art. See, this is giving them a lot of credit here. If we're being honest, it's not for art. If he's doing it, if we're actually not taking this as just words thrown together and that he actually meant what he's saying, he's talking about it for the sake of profit, not for art. Because you're not making NFT art for not profit. You're making it to sell.
How do you know that?
He just wants to make NFT art. That's
I think Ezra Miller's whole life is performance art at this point.
Could be, yeah. It says, quote, I got assaulted and I started filming. Let me show you the video. I got assaulted in this bar twice in a row. I film myself when I get assaulted for NFT crypto art.
Does he not understand? Wow, crypto art too. Like really just trying to hit all the buzzwords. Does he not understand what get assaulted means? Does he mean I was assaulted?
No, he literally was claiming that this other man who he attacked
assaulted him.
Said that he was a Nazi and then attacked him.
Yes. That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
That's his story.
And now remember, this isn't that long after his bizarre rant about like the KKK and like some random chapter of
in
the
North
KKK.
Carolina,
like
a regional chapter.
He has no connection to, as far as I can tell, at all.
He's just like, he looked it up online. He's like, I don't like that particular chapter of that group. They're bad. Says, what's your name? What's your badge number? Tell me your name and your badge number. Full name, full badge number. They scream repeatedly before their arrest. By the way, I grow sicker and sicker of respecting Ezra's pronouns with the fact that he can't stop throwing hands.
It's even getting grammatically confusing because there are multiple cops being referred to as they.
Who are not Ezra the person.
It's also funny how in all the articles they have to acknowledge, because otherwise the article makes no sense.
Right.
Miller, who identifies as non-binary and uses they them pronouns, then expressed shock upon learning that they are being cuffed for disorderly conduct. I was assaulted, Miller told cops. I'm being arrested for disorderly conduct. I was assaulted, they say. You understand that, right? Miller then attempted to justify their actions inside of a Hawaii karaoke bar. The guy at the bar, he's assuming that guy's gender and pronouns, and I find that relatively offensive as well. That guy at the bar declared himself as a Nazi. I have it on film, and he attacked me, they allege. Okay, the fact that he hasn't released this footage since then...
Hey, it's crypto art. He's just waiting for the right time.
We go online, we actually buy it. There actually is a dude who attacked him.
Waiting for the launch.
Yeah. Says Miller also tried using their amendment rights to prevent the arrest. I claim my 9th Amendment rights to not be unlawfully persecuted for a crime of no designation. Disorderly conduct means something I am unguilty of.
I don't think that's what the 9th Amendment means. I also don't think that's what the 4th Amendment means. To not be searched and seized on no probable cause.
I mean, isn't the probable cause that there was a complaint against him?
Do you know what an Alford plea is?
What?
Do you know what an Alford plea is?
No.
So an Alford plea is this thing where you can like enter. It's basically saying like you will take a punishment for something, but you're not saying if you're guilty or not guilty.
Yeah. So
like that's what this term unguilty reminds me of. I'm not saying I'm innocent of it, but I'm not saying
are you guilty? I might be.
This is his like in-person Alford plea.
He's like, I might be. I might not.
No, I'm unguilty of it. I'm not saying I'm innocent, but I am not assuming guilt.
I am hoping that the world as experienced by Ezra Miller and like this version of events might actually be real. Like what if
It's further
this guy
evidence. It's
really
further
declared
evidence.
himself as a Nazi and then came and charged
Yeah.
it as
Why would he
that is
announce
freaking
this
hilarious.
to Ezra Miller and charge him in particular?
I
Like,
know.
What is the specific?
It's so ridiculous.
We
that,
find out that the
I want to
lady-
see the footage.
The lady he threw the chair at actually said, "Will you please throw this chair at me?
Like,
I really want to get hit by a
all
chair."
an
Even if she
elaborate
said that, like, he
ruse.
shouldn't do that. I think this is interesting because some of it to me reads like he is like saying if he can like make an excuse for his behavior, he can get away with it.
Yeah.
Like if he just claims enough social justice,
Yeah.
it'll be okay. And I really wonder about how he was raised. I hate to make it about like, his parents, but like, has he just been able to talk his way out of anything
Yes.
with weirder and weirder
His
claims?
mom
Yes.
like grounded him, and he's like, "I
He's like-
plead the."
He's like, I'm a girl. You can't do this to me.
That's what happens in the video, and we're not gonna. We're gonna. We could try to play the video, but I don't know how much of
No.
it. Like basically, he gets arrested, and then he gets searched by a cop, and immediately says, "I am trans, non-binary, and I demand to be searched by a female officer," which is really
Wait,
scary.
he didn't say that, did he? I thought he just said he demands not to be searched by a male officer, but in
Well,
a way
in
that
the
kind
real
of means the
world-
same
He
exact thing.
He requested to be unsearched.
No, he's demanding to be searched by a non-binary officer.
Oh,
And he will wait until you fly one in.
is that you think that's what he actually meant? Like,
No, I think
Maybe.
he's
Well-
ridiculous.
well, if he had meant that,
He
then he
just
could have
doesn't
just
wanna
said,
be
"I'm a
searched."
non-binary. I'm non-binary. I would like to be searched by a non-binary officer," but he said, "I'm trans, non-binary. I don't want to be searched by a male officer," which to me tells me that he's either going to find a non-binary officer, which is not the most likely thing.
likely?
Like I could go looking for it, but
they have one guy in all of Hawaii that's like, I'm the non-binary one.
he just
They're,
makes
like,
really
just
good money.
island hops dealing with these things.
He's just makes really good money, like doing searches for But the other thing is that he goes, "Oh, you touched my penis," to the cop, like because he had to check his pockets. To,
right, like that's insane.
that's. But he's using.
He seems like such an out of control, spoiled teenager. In addition to like being obsessed with identity politics, which like I think there are a lot of Zoomers that probably do think if they can justify it enough based on like violations to their
Yeah.
identity, they can get away with stuff.
It's also this is my favorite part here because there would be an amazing twist on this because it says Miller also asked the police officers not to touch or confiscate their flash ring. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Flash. So the
No.
character of the Flash wears a ring on his finger with the Flash lightning
with the
bolt logo on it,
lantern? Oh.
and when he goes like this,
That's what I pictured.
the suit that he wears comes out of the ring and then he jumps into it.
That is dumb. I'm gonna put that one on the table.
You're wrong.
I
You're
object.
wrong. You're wrong. Okay, but the point is that that's a big part of the comics.
That's a
and
cute
that-
idea.
in the
Unsmart.
in the movie or in the comics, that's what he does. I think they did it in the TV show as well. I'm not sure, but the point is like I like the idea that that the cops actually are corrupt and then they steal the ring and keep it. I've been
Why
watching
is he wearing it?
because it's probably
Also,
it's
the-
probably sentimental value.
The
from
Flash
from-
marketing team right now is like, he had what on him when this happened?
Yeah, they're like, no.
See, his comeback could be like where he
What
goes and works
comeback?
for Dare and like says don't try to outrun the cops because he's the Flash and he's like and instead you
Brett
stop.
would be an
wants to
incredible
believe Brett wants to believe in the
rehabilitation arc.
best in people. Like,
I do.
why are we giving Ezra Miller a rehabilitation arc?
I'm just saying.
I want to believe that we live in the crazy world that Ezra Miller experiences.
so,
Way more entertaining than reality.
We live in an insane world, but this person is just manipulating it so he can get away with whatever he wants to. I'm
and what
sorry,
you
I don't want to
said-
indulge this
what
person
you
in
said
any
about
way.
Zoomers having this like self-indulgent attitude, like super entitled, think they can talk themselves out of anything. I don't know if it's true because like Zoomers are socially anxious and have
I
no,
don't think they
like,
think they can talk themselves out of anything.
they don't have the level of unhinged.
I think that there
he
is
has.
probably a sect of Zoomer. I mean, I'm using the term Zoomers to refer basically to like middle school to teenagers who are growing up in a world where if your identity is special enough, you are given certain protections or they feel you should be. I don't think that they actually are all cunning enough to achieve this. Or in touch enough with reality. And I don't think it's all of them. But I do think that like when you are raised being told like, well, certain people need to be treated in special ways because of these abstract thoughts that are not totally based in reality, then you might see it as an incentive to also
Right.
adopt some of those
Totally, but
characteristics.
like another thing is that Ezra Miller knows that no matter what the bail is, he can pay it. No matter what the fine is, he can pay it.
I don't even
In
think
this
he's
case,
that far ahead. Like,
it was like $1,000, and it's like, what is
500.
that? Well, it was 500 fine and 500 bail. So he ended up spending $1,000 on acting like a dick. If that's a product that you're willing to pay for, then go ahead.
The claims that they are making that NFTs out of assaults seems to be unfounded, with no evidence of them existing as publishing. Like, somebody had to go into their computer at these entertainment companies, like Ezra Miller, assault crypto art. Is that a
how
thing?
do I get to where this is going?
It's like Bored Ape. It's assaulted Ezra instead of Bored Ape. That's like, that would be his crypto art, and it's it's just really weird because he had that incident. I had a
Art
friend.
imitates reality.
It does. Like, he could make a movie about his life and it would be hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
it would make a lot of money. Like,
But
just
I want it to be his version of offense.
Yeah,
not
well, that's what I'm
I
reality.
just don't think he's like that interesting. Like, I think he's weird, but like
I find weird interesting.
Yeah.
there are so many weird, interesting people though. He is just like a spoiled kid acting out of control, and there will probably be very little consequences for him.
The actor will eventually leave Hawaii.
When though? That's what I don't understand. Why hasn't Hawaii been like, get out of here?
Hawaii is like, is that like anytime soon? Could anybody film
They
me?
have deported people from Hawaii for less, I think.
Really? You can deport people
I don't
from
know.
a certain state?
They implemented a ton of really strict COVID regulations and like jailed people who flew in with like fake vaccine passports
saw
and
that,
stuff like
yeah.
that. I really feel like they're organized enough to get one crazy actor removed if they wanted to.
This
Is he like actually spending tons of money there? He's like suddenly the head of their like
He's
Better
keeping the
Business Bureau?
economy.
Yeah.
It's
good
because
for the economy.
COVID shut down travel, which means, I mean, Hawaii is a very tourist heavy. They make a lot of their money on tourism, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well, in the absence of tourism because of COVID, we're stuck with Ezra Miller.
Gotta take all the tourists we can get, even this guy.
It says, Ezra,
Hawaii, things are not that bad. Tell me.
but it says Ezra also tells police that they were complying, but they tell them that they weren't. And when Ezra asks what
Like
they
nails
did
on a
wrong,
chalkboard hearing
they
this
tell
mumbo
them they're
jumbo.
getting cuffed because they allegedly spit in someone's face.
When I was reading that, I was like, what am I even...
says-
what are you
That
trying
poor
to
editor who had to be
communicate?
like, I think this sentence
Ezra
makes
tells
sense.
police they were complying, but they tell them they weren't.
Okay, so
Okay.
Ezra's claims escalate. They say their alleged attacker declared himself a Nazi, and then they bring up Judaism. So Ezra's like, Nazis and Yahtzees and Judaism and all this, and the cop. Can you just be, these poor cops are just like, I got mortgage.
Also, wasn't that attack like several days ago? Like, wasn't that separate from this one?
this?
Or-
No, this is they just the
The
tape
footage
came out.
is from March 29th.
But the point is that the NFT crypto art is what it's supposed to be. And I'm just picturing these cops like, I just want to go home and eat dinner and maybe pay my bills on time. And this dude's just like, and I'm going to make crypto Nazi
honestly-
assault art.
But like, they probably deal with so many crazy arrests of like drunk and intoxicated people. Like, he is weird because he's like really playing on the buzzwords with his gender and his crypto. But like, I'm sure these cops are like, we want to go home because you're the 8th one tonight.
Maybe the cops actually appreciate the variety. They're like, at least it keeps things
has
interesting.
a story to bring home.
Yeah.
I feel like the cops are like, this again?
Yeah. Well, no, I imagine he goes home to his wife. He's like, Penny, guess what? We got this guy and we arrested him and he was telling me this great story, and like they really appreciate
Yeah.
good storytelling. That's what I've been. See, I've been watching a lot
I
of.
think you give Ezra Miller too much credit for his existence.
I might be doing a little bit of that,
But he's like a piece of pop culture crisis folklore right now. I get it.
Because he is a crisis.
in the
Yes, he is a human crisis. That is so true.
in the absence of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard being awful to each other, we have Ezra Miller being awful to the entire state of Hawaii. That's what you do.
I just like am waiting for 5 years from now when he's like, I'm gonna run for governor of Hawaii.
That would be
Oh,
incredible.
I'm so excited.
That would be incredible. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.